Groovy times in the house, and it's a stormy Thursday. Gonna get a little bluesy, if that's okay, by the campfire. That's right, we're going acoustic, but we're turning up the electricity, if you know what I mean. You might hear in the background, one of my lovely doggies is chewing on a bully stick. That's because we're just kicking back, we're celebrating, we're having a good vibe, and I think you know what we're all about here. It's day 4 of the boot camp, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome back. If you're watching here now, everywhere in the future, or in the way back when, we're glad to have you. I want you in the chat right now as we get loosey-goosey in our People's Key of E. Share with us not just a light bulb moment of this week. What has been a laser beam moment of this week? Laser beam moments, share them in the chat. Baby, baby, yeah, yeah. Let me know what's been a breakthrough. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling free? And then we'll get into a bit of a warm-up. This little funky groove is just the acoustic being looped. And sometimes I put on like an octavizer. Sounds like an acoustic upright bass. Got that. We're gonna get into the Albert box as well as the BB box. You get the BB King and the Albert King, the King side by side. So for my acoustic lovers, for my electric lovers, you're gonna find something. Everybody's gonna have something great going on here. Triads are good to use for solos. That's a good point.
Are good to use
and over the groove, it sounds like a cool sample. Like a Radiohead song. Blinded me with science. Hendrick Lick was good, right? We're going to use the Hendrick Lick today. We're going to have a little bit of a recall. Yeah, the Freddie King box is wherever he wants to go, you know? I think, you know, on Hideaway. Actually, you're right. There kind of is. We'll actually do. We'll do the Freddie King box. And I know he does everything. They all do everything they want, but this is just a fun way to use it to learn it. Yeah, just learning to blend rhythm and lead has been amazing. Yes!
To blend rhythm and lead has been amazing.
Couldn't have said it better myself, William. All right, nice. Oh, great, we got the chat working. I know it's a lot of technical stuff. Thanks for coming here. Let's get into this warm-up and do the voodoo that only you can do oh so well. So you might remember the scale on a string that we were doing yesterday. Guess what? Now we're going to bring that back. What is the one note that is different there? I highlighted it in green. What is that one note and how is it different than the regular E major scale? So let's kick the tires on this. We'll work our way up. Here we go from the bottom. We go. I know it sounds very kind of plain and Frere Jacques. Let's just keep working with me on this. Just follow this pattern. We're going to work further up this scale. Here we go. You're gonna like this once we get up to that green note. We're doing these kind of 3 at a time. Let's go up here now, starting on. So my dot's green and it's green, so it disappears into it, but that right there is just a regular D. Very different than if I play a D sharp. D sharp really wants to be nice and major and smooth, and over this funky groove it sounds a little bit weird. But when we play that green, that's a flat 7, right? So in any major scale, if you take the last degree of the scale, the 7th, and you lower it by 1 fret, you turn it into a flat 7. That one note makes such a huge difference. I'm going to throw in a bonus note here because this is a big theme of the day. What's that note right there that I'm adding on the 3rd fret? This answers the question that a lot of people wonder, like, well, how do I mix major and minor blues? You really start with the 3rd. I just answered the question. So there's your trivia. It's the minor 3rd. That sounds great. That's a regular G. Now, the G sharp sounds pretty good too because this is sort of a major blues. We got that. So you can mix and match the major and the minor third. So here's the minor third. Here's the major third. So that major third is what you hear on the top of like a red house, right? That's that, da, da, da. It's brighter, it's cool, it sings, but so does the minor third. Keep going, play some licks on that string. We're gonna bring in another string here. Whoa! All I did was I took, just like we did on the first string, I laid out E major and then I changed that one note, changed the D sharp to a regular D. So check it out. Now if we added, I know we got a lot of these crisscrossing dots. That pink dot I added there just to make sure it stood out from the blue is the... So we got a bit of a cool vocabulary there going on the first two strings. We got E major, but we turned it into a major blues. And then we added that minor third. So you get the idea, hopefully, that someone mentioned a nice comment early in the week where I said, hey, what scale do we want to build? And that was kind of a light laser beam moment for them. And that's great because essentially you're saying, what can the scale do for me? Rather than the other way around where we feel like we have to play the scale and we have to follow the dots. You can build a set of flavors and be like, you know what, when I reach for this major third or this minor third, it's going to give a certain kind of flavor, a little more salty, a little more spicy, a little more sweet. Those are your choices. So that's what we're kind of getting into. And let's continue this now into the context of our song. Do we have a name for the song? Should we name this song? Go ahead and drop in the chat what you think the name of the... Actually, wait, I did give this a name. I wanted to give it a name that was the same letters as the Guitar Breakthrough Bootcamp. So I called it Getting Better, Baby. But if you got a better name for it, and you probably do, drop it into the chat. Because we've built our way from the very beginning. Let's just sort of review where we've been. Because those solos you guys did were so cool. It's so awesome to see the combination of all the skills that we're building throughout the week. And now you get some more room to express it. So just to remind ourselves what this epic GBB song is. Ba-bum, ba-bum. There's the A section, right? We got those Hendrix fills. We got that E major pentatonic we're kicking around. And then just the triads, those are great. So it's E to the B with those little add-on fills. They sort of come built into those triads. They're pretty great. Now we get into the B section. Boom. A lot of major chords in a row. Some of those six, and then maybe the scale on a string with those drone notes. This part's cool. Okay, and then just like a regular song, we go back into the verse again, which is where you guys are playing those tasty solos, right? Just all these little combinations. I think now when I go off and start noodling and my eyes roll into the back of my head, you can start to see, oh, he's doing one of those licks. This is part of my vocabulary, and you can see it. Remember that diagonal pentatonic? Major pentatonic, yeah. And then the six. I went up that time. Great, check this out. Here we are today. So you better believe we're using that scale on a string. Go ahead, keep jamming on it. Using that. Okay, so it's just looping around here. It's a classic kind of like send us off into the sunset type of chord progression, right? Sounds like a party. Sounds like the vibes are good because it's all about day 4, baby. E, D, A. That's it. They're just major chords But because we're going to this D chord, we'll let the vibe cool off for a second. We're starting to get the confetti going. It's getting a little crazy. But because we go to a D major chord, that is where we can bring in this note, obviously, because that's a chord tone, right? And yeah, you could think of this as like, wait, aren't those chords in A major? Sure, that's actually, as a side note, that's where you get the E Mixolydian scale. It's actually the same notes as A major. But for my money, I love thinking of it as it's rooted, it's centered around the key center of E. We're just modifying an E scale. And that's a perfectly valid way to use modes. Modes don't always have to be like a math equation in your head, or you need like the Da Vinci Code to find them. So look at this. This is the Albert and the BB box side by side. You might remember the BB box is, we find that first note, and I know I got these dots on the acoustic. They're kind of new, so they're a little bit wonky, and sometimes they freak out. But you just look at my fingers if the dots are ever going like beep, 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 looking like asteroids. But we're aiming at that E on the second string, right? 5th fret. So that's where we set up with our first finger there to do the BB. And this is kind of to show my acoustic players too. You can get plenty of expression and bending and vibrato on the acoustic, right? You just got to have some oomph to it and give it a little bit of a different feel than the electric. That's all there is to it. Like the player has to feel the tension of the strings and lean into it. So might need to give it a little more wobble to get that vibrato. But see, that's where we are. So that's what we had from yesterday. You're going to be using that a lot here in this stretch. Now check out this. You might be even more familiar with this, because this is kind of like a good little extension of box 1. We're going to get to that in a second. But look at this. The difference is that my third finger is setting up on that root, on that E. And that gives me really good opportunities to go, and I put that little crazy blue arrow on this note, because that's that classic Albert King bending spot. Obviously, we're not going to go full Albert with an acoustic. You might be doing it with your electric, but let's try just using this box here and mixing and matching some of those licks. Some are going to sound more major, the BB, and then the minor ones are going to be Albert. Here we go. There's BB. Albert. BB. Right, so you get the fun of that is just moving between those two boxes and doing it in a real intentional way. Like in your head, you could literally just be thinking, okay, first half of the chord progression, I'm going BB. Second half, I'm going Albert. It doesn't always have to be like, where are the dots? Where are the notes? There's too many of them. I can't think, can't decide. You just have to have like sort of a strategy. And I want you to throughout this jam, play with where you decide to put the major blues sound and where you put the minor blues sound, because that minor blues has a nice contrast after you've been playing the major stuff for a while. It's just a fun way to get our ear, as a listener and as a player, our ear gets sort of like, oh yeah, sort of warmed up to a certain sound, and then you switch. It's a little bit like going from the big pool to the jacuzzi and back and forth again. At first, it might be a little bit jarring, but it's kind of refreshing. You ever do that? You know, you ever been like, oh my God, I'm going to run and jump in the cold pool. Oh my God, it's so cold. It's actually refreshing. You guys get the idea. Okay, let's do a trivia before we jump further in. I want to see if you guys can hone your understanding now of triads. This is a bit of a review from our triads earlier in the week. Here we go. Well, okay, Smarty McSmartPants. These are all triads of one particular chord. You know, we got the 4-note version, the 3-note version. Yeah. We're used to that by now. Tell me. Okay. These are all triads of a chord. What? Oh, this. What do you mean? Speak clearly. These are all triads of a chord. This chord is in our song. Okay. You got that, Charlie Brown? Okay. All right. Wise guy. So did anybody recognize that triad there? Okay, so that's from our song, and what they were, I'll take these dots off so you can kind of see, hopefully. Just to review, because it went by kind of quickly. I think I did this, and I did this. You might recognize that by now. You've heard it maybe 100 times. You guys got it, yeah, C sharp minor. And that one down here, is kind of a tricky little one that we don't use as often. But what I love about that, I've been using that shape more recently, because if you know that the relative major and minor pair, if you're accustomed to that now, what's the relative major to C sharp minor? Oh, the people love it. They're going crazy. So the relative major to C sharp minor, we've been using it all week actually. That's E major, right? So if you can start to memorize what your relative majors and minors are, those pairs, they can give you all kinds of benefits. One being that, you know, you can play the same pentatonic shape and understand how to get 2 for the price of 1. Another is just like that. So there's my E major. When I just add that one note, that's a C sharp. It's a really nice way to get the switch from a major chord to its relative minor. So that's an A, and then the relative minor is F sharp. That's an F sharp right there. Really beautiful sounding little combination. There you go. That one's on the house. Let's get back in to this jammin' groove. Another thing that I very much like to do, you hear me do all the time, is that. Okay, so don't be overwhelmed. You see the pink dots. What do the pink dots represent? Go ahead and tell me in the chat. I know you know. This takes us all the way back to, you know, lesson number 1 of like how to shred, how to solo, like click, 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 hey YouTube, how to solo. And it's like, welcome to the guild of the pentatonics. Welcome to the pentatonic box 1. You may never leave. You may never want to, right? So that's E minor pentatonic in particular. So it's pentatonic, but it's the minor pentatonic. And why is that important? Because what is this? And so those circles, those are E's. Those you could consider those ones that are circled in white. They could be blue as well, because those also overlap with the scale. They're going to have notes in common, as well as, you know, if I were to properly fill in all the blue dots that are in common here, oh, got to be on that layer. It would be like that, and it would be like that, right? So you're going to have the root and the fifth are in both of these scales. And that's the E major pentatonic. And here we are blending the major and the minor pentatonic. How many of you, be honest, drop an emoji if you are still using that recipe of, okay, if I got A minor, I play box 1. If I want A major, whoop, I slide down that exact same shape, right? If that's your only way of doing major and minor, drop an emoji that represents how you feel about that. And that's okay. It's a safe space. And that's a great starting place, right? That's the, I'm an A minor. Now I need A major. So then you just take that exact same box and then you go down here. Right? And even worse is that maybe you forget the fact that you got to emphasize that as your root, and then you keep going to where your hands want to go, back down to that, like, because that's F sharp minor. That's a different feeling. So what I'm getting at here, gang, is that if you're willing to, sure, think of your E minor pentatonic, like your classic box 1, the pink dots, as like, that's your skeleton. We're just adding some spots in between to bring in that sweeter, more major sound. It's a different approach. You don't always have to think, I gotta learn this whole scale, and then I gotta learn this whole scale. You get the idea. Let's jam on it. So I'll just call out major and then minor. And so when I'm saying minor, minor. Now let's go major. Minor. Major. Minor. Isn't that fun? Just back and forth. Major. Minor. Major. Minor, major. Then you got to hit the ending. How does that make you feel? Do you feel excited by that? Do you feel daunted by it? That's enough information for this jam. I don't want to overwhelm you. We got like basically what we covered so far was like the scale on a string, turning it into a major blues just by changing the 7th degree to a flat 7, right? Very cool. And that's Mixolydian, by the way. That is Mixolydian. If you're like, I don't know any modes, yeah, you do. Now you do. The next thing we did was the Albert box and the BB box. And I would say just for fun, I had mentioned that, hey, maybe we'll do the Freddie box. In Hideaway, which is one of the hit songs that he had that I first learned that from Clapton's version, the main lick is down here in E. And I think Freddie plays it down there, whereas Clapton does the more kind of blues breakers. So you could consider this little spot here. That's kind of like a nice similar formation, but we'll call it the Freddie box for today. So you got these things going on, but you might be thinking, oh my God, it's too much stuff this week. Guess what? We can use all the stuff we've been using this week also. So let me know, what are some things that we've been learning this week? In fact, I'll do the word, no, not that. I'll do the word cloud. So whatever you write as one word, there can't be a space, otherwise it won't, but write it as one word. So for example, if you write like Hendrixville or just Hendrix, right? That's something that we've done this week, right? Hendrix. And what else did we do? I'm looking at like the list here. We had like, yeah, third, sixth. Nice, Jeff. Yeah, all is one word. We did the BB box. We definitely did. Yeah, BB box. Nice. We doubled up on that. Triads for sure. All these things that we build into our bag of tricks, the only thing stopping us from, the thing that will make us forget them is just if we don't use them. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's easier to do than it was for me to say. Like if we let these things gather dust, they'll just sort of fall away. They'll become the flavor of the week, and then we'll forget, and then we won't use it because we'll be a little bit shy about it, right? So yeah, nice. Single string, nice combination. You guys got this on lock, as they'd say, as the kids would say. So speaking of lock and unlock, the downloads page now has unlocked the did I unlock the full song? No, wait. I unlocked. So today I unlocked the outro jam. So your homework assignment, your challenge for today's challenge is going to be to jam over this ending riff. And then tomorrow's the big finale. You're going to have access to the entire song, which is going to be awesome. Then people can just let it rip. So for those of you that have been wondering, like, where's the whole song? I want to play it for 10 minutes straight. I've intentionally been making these jam tracks very short and sweet, so that you can play and then stop and then maybe go outside and throw a Frisbee, come back and breathe, just like music and songs can do. So if you've been frustrated by that, it's okay. Tomorrow we will unlock the entire song. You can jam all over it to your heart's content. So yeah, the downloads page, if anyone, hey, we have a new moderator, Galen. I think you have the power to drop a link in there. If either Galen or Michael Butler can hear me or see me, drop the guitarfriendtim.com/downloads link into the chat if you would, because that'll allow you to go get the MP3 and the PDF. So that's the deal there. But check it out. Let's say we're playing over this outro jam and I want to use some of the stuff I've been using all week. I can do that. Hendrix. Triads. 6. Drone notes. All that stuff is fair game now. Yeah, the Ravi Shankar, yeah. No relation? Yeah. It's a bit of the sitar kind of sound there, if that's what you're referencing. But how cool is it? Like that you now have these things that you just have to make sure that you shuffle through your playlist of greatest hits. With that in mind, like you tell me, like, do you feel like you've gotten better this week? Have any of these light bulb moments turned into something where you're like, wow, I look back and I saw my video from Monday, and even comparing that to Wednesday, are you noticing some things that are coming through? What are some areas that you think are getting better, just even from the beginning of the week? Because I think some of these concepts can be floating out in the wind, right? Until we piece them together and feel like, all right, I can attach this to a song. Yeah, okay, so when the B section comes up, I'm really going to be thinking of my, whatever you choose, your sixths, your thirds. And I hope you get the idea that this is kind of my teaching style. We run through it, we make it fun so that we get in the reps. There's no shortcut for getting in the repetition and just the pure muscle memory of it. But my biggest thing, and sometimes I do make tabs, but you can tell that most of what I do is just visual and shapes, because I want you to have your own vocabulary that you express with. Truly, my biggest thrill is when I see you guys sharing, when I see my members in the community responding to these challenges and putting your spin on it. Because that, I think, is the difference between like, okay, I tried to learn the famous song and the famous riff and try to learn the exact thing exactly how it was, versus like, oh, I just did something. It just occurred to me, and then the shape was there. That's pretty powerful. Let's see. Well, affirmative, good content, making connections of the triad.
Making the connections of triads and scales.
Triads. Sandy, you have such a cool looking and sounding guitar. Sandy's been crushing it in the Facebook community. I want to go over there. Sandy, I tried to put all the names into the wheel. I didn't have time, so we're going to do the random drawing. Yesterday, Zeke won a full year membership subscription to the community, the Guitar Friends community. And he was so stoked. I sent him his link, and then I'll just sort of paraphrase what he said. He wrote back, he's like, oh, it's really tremendous value that you provide through the free videos. The Bootcamp is pure icing on the cake, the good kind too, the cream cheese and butter and stuff. Now I just feel guilty winning a free membership. I'll have to find a way to show my appreciation to you someday. Let me know if you ever come to the Yukon. What a nice message. Warms my heart. I think Zeke is going to love it and get tons of value out of it. Everybody in the community is awesome. Many of them are here, including Jeff Miller and our man Galen. A lot of people from the membership are they're crazy. They're around all the time, and they're checking out more than enough Guitar Friend Tim to drive you cuckoo. But let's do, without further ado, the famous and fourth drawing of a prize for everyone who's entered into the video challenges. So this is coming from video challenge number 3 from yesterday's, right? Cha, cha, cha. Yeah, Zeke's been in there sharing. Chaz has been sharing. They've been quoting each other, learning riffs from each other. It's just great. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no whammies. Can anyone name what game show was Big Bucks, No Whammies? And once you name it, if anyone can name it, then I will release the randomizing wheel. We're spinning. Somebody's going to be winning. It can't be Zeke or Chaz. No, you can't have a repeat winner. Oh, who's it going to be? It's got to be someone from day 3, too. Oh, boy. Pressure luck, exactly. Jeff Miller knows. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to press our luck. Hello. Oh, Peter Switzer. Congratulations. Peter doing exercise 3 with a cool looking, it's like a Brian Setzer type of guitar. Congrats to Peter Switzer. Way to go. My man, you just got yourself a free year in the community. Do the thumbs work? Do the thumbs even care? I know these guys work pretty good. Yeah, celebrate yourself, Peter! The arch top, baby. That's got some twang to it. Peter, you're gonna enjoy an incredible community. We've got workouts just like this. We've got this is 333 as of today. And don't worry, there's no particular place you have to start. Like when you jump into the community, you could go take one of the self-guided courses if you just want to work on your own. If you wanted to jump in and grab any one of these workouts, so like literally even the boot camps I put in here, so my members always know what's going on. But if I click on the past of all these past boot camps or all these past workouts, just all through the days and all through the weeks, we have these themes that we'll stay on. And it's just like a quick little workout. People are coming back and saying hi, just like this. We're in the live chat together. You can obviously watch the replays. This is the pentatonic playground. This is the 7th chords. Just little bite-sized things each week. And there's going to be a bunch of jam tracks. I grab the jam tracks from these sessions and I put them up so you can jam along on your own time. We do a monthly Dare to Share, which is awesome. This month we're trying to save Slash from burning in a vat of acid. He's dangling over this vat of acid, and you guys have like 3 more days to share they have a solo that they got to learn. Anyway, it's a real hoot. It's tons of value, and I hope it's all right that I'm talking about my membership. I know you guys probably get the idea that in this land of content creation, we're all out here trying to like make a living and make our courses be really enjoyable. That's my goal. I love the community. Everyone's really nice. And I want you guys to get the most value out of it. So the thing that you've been seeing in the chat that's mentioning the private feedback, the personal feedback, that is the thing that I'm launching this upcoming week. So you guys, this is literally the first time that I'm mentioning it, because all through next week, if you're on my email list, you'll see me putting out the word to launch this incredible discount for the membership. And we're going to be doing a month of lessons just like this. So we'll have a month of mastery where each week we're going to have a song just like what we've been doing this week. And you're going to have a chance to learn it, nice and steady, a little bite-sized win every day, and then have a new song by the end of the week that you can play. Exactly the style that we're doing here. The added bonus that you guys right now in this boot camp are getting offered until Sunday night, this expires, is that when you sign up now, you're going to get a personal feedback session from me. So you'll send me a video of yourself playing, and I'll look at your playing. I'll help you with any of the tweaks to make sure that you're not doing anything wrong with the posture or anything that might be holding you back. And then I'll give you personalized feedback and a practice plan, so that you can hit your guitar goals and really crush it. The momentum is everything. So right now, however it is that you've made it to this point in the week, you've got to feel like you've made some leaps forward. And the trick now is to just keep that momentum going. There's a lot of lessons out there. There's a billion videos, but the difference in the community is that we've got the structure, we've got the feedback, we've got the accountability and the support, and just like the nice, cool, safe space where people are really encouraging. You'd be amazed at the difference that makes. And maybe you've seen that this week, where it's like just good-natured people cheering each other on. Nobody needs to be a virtuoso. So if you're interested in that, hit the link that's showing up in the chat there. You'll see it pop up again. That's a special link that takes you to a page for this unique offer. The other thing I want to give you on top of that is a discount code. Okay, so what the offer is for a year membership. So exactly what Peter just won and what Zeke won yesterday. But here's the code, the promo code you're going to want to enter. Go get good, just like what it says on my hat, 25. So go get good 25. That's the promo code. When you go to the checkout, just enter that in where it says add discount code, add promo code, and it'll take 2 months off. So you get 2 months free. That's my spiel. I hope you guys are okay with that. I just want you to know that it's awesome working with you. I want to keep working with you. Imagine what you can do if in just 1 week you've accomplished this. We're going to crush it for an entire month, and then you'll have the rest of the year to keep coming back and just hit cruising altitude. So if you go and sign up and you're still on this chat, come back and let me know. Give me a shout out, and I'll give you a shout out on screen. If you sign up, you have until Sunday night to get the bonus that's thrown in there with the feedback session directly from me. And then next week, nobody else is going to get that. Use that discount code. It's awesome. You're awesome. Let's continue rocking, my friends. And by the way, we have one more day of this boot camp. Tomorrow, we're going to have the grand finale of playing the entire song, which is so good, so fun. And we're also going to have a Zoom hang tomorrow to just kick it. So if you want to be able to just sort of ask me questions and we can hop on camera, we'll have a big group after the boot camp tomorrow. You'll have all these details sent to you in the links in the Facebook group. That's my whole spiel. That's my whole deal. All I want you now is to enjoy Tony surfing. Oh yeah, Tony surfing. That's my guy. All right, if you're ready for it, we got another creepy, awesome trivia, and you'll see what I mean by creepy. Ready? Hands on buzzers. Let's go.
If they dated,
Wow.
if they made it,
That's me singing.
3 of 'em wonder what their kids would look like.
Very simple game here, gang. You got to tell me what two celebrities were mashed together to create this. This would be their child. Say it in the chat. Who's going to be the first to say it? Who's gonna be the first to say it? Who's gonna be the first to get there? This is the love child of...
If they made it,
Yeah,
now
you knew it. You knew it.
what their kid would look
Oh man, MT nailed it. MT knew. It was not a problem. Not a prob. Nicely done, gang. Yeah. Quite a lovely image that was. All right, let's do some more jamming. Okay, ask me some questions so that I know that I move very quickly with this. Obviously, you've got the resources to watch and watch again, slow it down, rewind it, reverse it, do your whole deal. But how can I help you feel even more dialed in with, with major and minor blues, with in this span of this song, we've got this really nice Yellow Lead Better style major progression, and then we've got these different little switches to and then we've got these major chords that gave us an opportunity for some bluesy licks. And then we bring it on home with a... Does anyone have a name for their guitar that they affectionately refer to their guitar as? I don't know if I have a name for this one. I do have a mustache on my glass, which is pretty cool. This is some kombucha mixed with Spindrift. And it's a good vibe. And then we got our coffee here. You got to have your coffee with your mushroom powder in there. Not those mushrooms. Esmeralda. Richard has a guitar name, Esmeralda. How do you slow it down? Oh, yeah, with technology. Okay, so on YouTube, which we're watching right now, you can click the little gear, looks like a little image of a gear, and then it has playback speed, playback options, it might say. And then you could slow it down, what I call, that's drunk Tim, where it's like, I'm at 100 speed right now, right? But if you slow it down, I'll be like, you can do that. You can, to your heart's content. I give you permission. Jude. Oh, that's a great name. Is that for the telly, Sandy? Because that'd be a good name for that one. Or any guitar. Valerie. You know the deal. I have a guitar named Professor Soulsworth over there. And then the one that, remember, this is I got to put up the graphic here. Let's play I don't have the amp turned on, but yeah, that Strat, that's just the JM Strat. Yeah, I probably need to flash your name. That was the one that he sent me when I won that contest. That was a while ago, but it's still pretty cool, right? And that was in Esquire magazine when John did his big contest. And it was so trippy getting called out of the blue by him. And honestly, like a little bit about me, the backstory, like, I went to school, got a degree in graphic design, made a band with my friends in high school. And basically I just fell in love with guitar when I was like 14 or 15. And thank God, because that was when I was like a freshman in high school. And it was like having a guitar gave me a secret mission and like a coat of armor. I could just like hunker down and play guitar in my room and not be as totally awkward as I probably was at that age. So I just dove deep into Stevie Ray, Spin Doctors. Who's got a guilty pleasure band that they listen to and maybe still listen to, but like Jimmy Olsen's Blues, anyone? And so I just hunkered down and played that and Creedence Clearwater Revival, like dun dun boom dun 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 boom boom. And those were the very first licks I learned. And I just fell in love with it. And I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but I knew in a way, like that's guitar is going to tell me what to do. So for the rest of my life, I've just been enjoying and pouring myself into guitar playing. I'm looking around here because somewhere is my very first guitar. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab my very first guitar. His name is Frank. I've had him probably 35, 37 years or something crazy. Just to show you that you can start anywhere with a guitar and never give it up. You can come back to it. You can put it away in the closet, and I'm going to go grab Frank from the closet now, and you can dust it off. This might be your time to rise back into form and go further than you ever have with guitar. Because there's parts of myself when I was a kid, I could do so much more with my brain. I was so immersed. But honestly, we just got to make time, and then as adults, we can slow down our busy brain and just sort of get into a rhythm. That's kind of the idea. So as I put on this, the backing track for the jam, I'm gonna go grab Frank. You guys jam on this, and oh yeah, I'll be right back. This is good. Buddy. Holy cow. It doesn't have a strap or anything. This is a Franciscan. The good people at Franciscan Guitars. This was a $99 guitar. I'm going to attempt to tune it up. These strings are going to give me... I don't have my tetanus shot. I think I'm in trouble. Oh my God. Oh, it's going to explode. These strings are just going to explode. Come on, Frank. Look at all the stickers on the back. That was what I thought was cool back then. Yeah, the guilty pleasure. Each guitar you own. Guitar purchase-itis. Yeah, if you're wondering, this is what a typical hanging out with Tim is like. Oh my God, there's no way that's gonna stay in tune. The tuning peg's gonna crack in my very hand. Wow, this is, oh boy. This might be the first live stream you see someone lose an eye. Woo. You can hear it, we're getting up there. Gang, that is Frank. It's nice to meet you, Frank. You're sounding good. You're sounding virile for your age, spry even. It's been fun hanging out. I'll let you guys go. It's been amazing. If you have any more questions, let me know. You can reach out on the Facebook group. Can't wait to see you do your video challenge. Your challenge, obviously, is to jam over this outro section. The PDF and the jam track is there on the downloads page. Go do it. There's another membership at stake. But if you want to grab that deal, oh my gosh, for real skis, it is expiring to get that bonus feedback, and use that code, use the Go Get Good 25 to get 2 months free. I'm not very good at the sales pitch, but you guys get the idea. That's the vibe. Oh yeah. Keep up the good work, gang. Do that voodoo that only you can do. Woo! All right. Yeah. We got one more day. Come on back for the big finale. Yeah, we're gonna do a Zoom party. Oh, get it, Frank. Whoa, spicy. Get it, Frank. Everybody keep it funky.